Today we're going to be looking at some pie pans or flan pans, depending on what you'd like to call them. They're essentially the same thing and they're used for baking quiche, pies and other savoury and dessert dishes. This one here is quite a common one and it's a reasonably good sized one. This one would feed 8 or more people for dinner, or more if you're having a party or a buffet. It doesn't have the removable base. We'll look at some with the removable base in a moment. Has that scalloped edge that is familiar with all sorts of pies and pastries, and you associate it with that lovely golden crust. One thing to be careful of with pie pans when baking, before you actually add the ingredients, you should blind bake the base. And what blind baking means, it means bake the base of the pastry before you add the filling. Otherwise, the ingredients, the fillings, may bake, but the pastry may still be doughy and uncooked, which is very unpleasant, and you often don't realise it until the end. I don't use this model that much anymore, and I'll show you why. I'll show you the style that I prefer to use. This is essentially the same sort of thing. It's a smaller one, obviously, but the difference of this is it has a removable base. The advantage of this is that when you're cooking, it's much easier to remove your pie. One thing with these, with all pie pans or flan pans, is when you're preparing them, it's very important to prepare the pan properly, or your pie will stick and ruin your beautiful pie and all the hard work you've put into it. So with all of them, you give the base a good grease with either butter or spray oil, and make sure that you get up all these ridges all around the edge, so that when you take it out, it doesn't stick on the sides. But these ones are much easier than the other one I showed you, because once your pie's cooked, as long as the sides haven't stuck, and if they have, you just gently run a knife around the edge to loosen it, then it's just a matter of carefully popping up the base and lifting your pie out. Now they come in all shapes, sizes. Here is a square version of the one with the pop-out base. Square is actually better for round if you're having a buffet or somewhere where you're feeding small quantities to a lot of people, because you can get a lot more shapes, a lot more pieces out of a square one than a round one. One word of warning with all pie pans, especially the less expensive ones. This is a perfect example. This round one is a very good quality one, so the edges are not sharp. This square one that I'm showing you here is quite an inexpensive one. It still works perfectly. However, you must be really careful. These are like razors around the edge, and I know from experience when cleaning it, you must be very careful, because you can easily give yourself a nasty cut. I'm going to be doing some more videos over the next few weeks, showing you how to prepare some pies, savoury and sweet, so that you can learn more about baking and enjoy making lovely savoury tarts and sweet pies.